Shout out to my nigga Pharaoh. I came with the yeah. The hip-hop police, they been at me, cause I'm preaching self-love and self-mastery. Yes, I am. I came to talk about the God in you. God us and God's how we gotta move. For sure. When we was the slaves, what the Bible do? Confuse us, no, you can't be high as us. Take away knowledge, it's easy to hide the proof. Fucked up. So much power inside of you. That's right.
Peace and love, family. Peace and love, family. This is Pharaoh Nefertem again, and we're back at it again with another lecture. This lecture, we're talking about detoxing. Before we get started, if you're on YouTube, because for this lecture, I'm not going to put it on the website and have it be exclusive on the website. I feel like this is one that everybody should know. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for notifications. Help me out so I can help you out. So the more you help me out, the more that I can send you great information. You know, spread the knowledge and help people heal. That being said, let's get started. Itinerary today. Intro, of course, the mantra, some selfless plugs. What is a detox? Why do we need to do it? Benefits of doing it, types of them, choosing a program for you, rules to them that you must follow, how to get rid of illness, aka disease, mudras for detoxing, herbs for detoxing, and then the DNA detox, which is a product that I offer, but you could also create one yourself. You would just have to come up with your own measurements for the formula. With that being said, let's get started. Intro. For those who don't know me, for those who is the first time, my name is Pharaoh Nefertem. I have a Bachelor's of Science in Electrical Engineering. I have a certificate in nutrition from Harvard. I am a metaphysician, a metaphysician, a herbalist, and an energy healer. Yes, I teach, I educate people to help them grow, to help them become better. I'm also healing myself because as a healer, as a teacher, you're always a student. It's the same thing in any other type of education profession. You're always a student. It's never just, you know, I'm teaching without any learning. If you ever get a teacher and they're not learning anymore, you need to move on to another teacher. Completely. Mantra is the mantra that we do every time. Let's get started. I am a light being consciously vibrating in the 3D material plane. By controlling my thoughts and speech, I command the universe. I am a God. Now, the reason why this is important is because you really are a God, and it's been taken from us, that information. It's literally inside of your DNA. It's written in your DNA, God eternal within the body. There is a genetic code that repeats in your DNA, in your genome, and it says that. So we must remember, family, that we really are gods. Each one of us, white, black, Asian, Hispanic, all of us. That being said, some selfless plugs. If you look on the right, the left, it looks like a lotion bottle. I sell body butters, organic body butters, all natural, no artificial chemicals or ingredients. It works well. People have like eczema, psoriasis. It also has an SPF of 30, so for those who get sunburned easily, you can help with that. I also do consultations. If you look at the one in the middle, I do consultations. If you want to schedule a consultation with me, follow me on Instagram, YouTube, etc., etc. I'm also an energy healer. So if you want to schedule not consultation. If you want to schedule an appointment for energy healing, hit me up. thenatureshield.co. Also, this DNA strand, I do something called a DNA detox, which I'm going to go over at the end of the video. And a DNA detox, basically detoxing your DNA. We're taking out the bad things in the DNA and putting in more new things. That being said, moving on. What is a detox? So let's go to Google, because we all like to go to Google or Yahoo or Bing or wherever. A process or period of time in which one abstains or rids the body of toxic or unhealthy substances. Detoxification. So a detox is basically just taking the bad stuff that is inside of you and getting it out and replacing it with something better. That's basically what a detox is, right? Why do we need to do it? So, unfortunately, in Western society, we have come to the assumption that dis-ease is normal. Like dis-ease is something that is a normal part of life. It's something that we should just cope with and just deal with. This is not a fact. Dis-ease is not natural to the human body. The only reason why we get dis-ease is because we go against universal laws or nature. We go against, things like eating after sunset or consuming meat, especially meat that's been tortured. We do things that are just not of God or of nature is a better word of saying it. Of nature, and we expect to not be sick. But that's not how this happens. Especially for those who have melanin, because melanin actually absorbs the full spectrum of light. And remember, everything is light. So if you have a toxin, your melanin will be absorbing that toxin a lot more than someone who does not have melanin in them. Or let me phrase that, for someone who has pheomelanin, right? And pheomelanin is a red and yellow pigment. So for those who are not black, basically. I don't like using the term black. I like using the term melanated beings, but people understand what I mean when I say black. Many doctors, unfortunately, whenever you go to a doctor, a lot of them don't actually know what they're talking about. The reason why I know this is because I went to school, I went to college, and some of the people who were in medical professions didn't learn anything about detoxing, or they don't know these natural ways of healing. They only know Western stuff. They only know drugs. That's all they know. And so some of them really think that they're doing good, but unfortunately to them, they don't know. Now, some of them know that they're doing bad and they don't care. They're just getting the money. And you have to be careful of those. You have to be careful of all of them, but you definitely have to be careful of those. Next. So some benefits of detoxing. And there are many benefits. Of course, you can lose weight if that's one of your goals. You gain energy, which is an amazing feature. You sleep better for those who have trouble sleeping, or diagnosed with insomnia, things like that. You have more lucid dreams. Whenever you go to sleep and you're a little hungry, your pineal gland activates more because your body is not using energy on trying to digest food. It decalcifies your pineal gland. A lot of people's pineal gland is calcified because of fluoride in water and the stuff that they put in the food and sugar and salt and everything, right? And so you want to decalcify your pineal gland so you can increase your intuition and have more lucid dreams. It helps heal nerves. A lot of our nerves are bad because we are eating stuff that's bad, or we are forming our bodies in a way to where we're causing dis-ease because of how we're sitting or because of how we're standing, how we're walking, etc. It helps repair your DNA, which is something that I kind of explained already, but I'll go into more detail later on. It helps removes mucus, and remember, mucus is the according to Dr. Sabi, is basically all disease. And to be honest, it's very true. I don't want to say every single disease, because sciatic nerve pain is your body being at dis-ease, but that's not necessarily because of mucus. It's because of a pinched nerve, because you're sitting wrong. So I don't want to say all dis-ease, but I will say a lot of dis-ease. So like heart problems, yeah, more than likely you have a built up of mucus around your heart or in your your blood, your cardiovascular system in general. It helps remove dis-ease from the body whenever you detox, and a whole lot more. There's a whole bunch of benefits. Now let's go into the types of detox. I'm sorry, I have two cats and they're like doing them the most right now. Okay, so the types of detoxes, fam. We have a juice detox, which is one of the popular ones, and we have a water detox, one of the popular ones. I'm sorry, it's one of the ones that people know about, but it's not the ones that people like to do, because water detox is difficult. We have a raw food detox, which is one of the ones that I do more often. A raw food detox. And let me explain what a raw food detox is. A raw food detox is basically when you're eating fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, and that's it. That's basically a raw food detox. A spiritual detox is when you have no food or water for a certain amount of days. Now, this one is something that I would not suggest every single person doing. It's a very harsh. I to say the least, man. It is, but you will learn things about yourself that you wouldn't have learned otherwise. Like which is why it's called a spiritual detox. You have the intermittent fasting, which I suggest everybody do every single day. Intermittent fasting is basically when you don't eat for a certain amount of hours. And the way that I suggest you do this is don't eat from sunset to sunrise. That's what I say, because you want to go with nature, and nature, our body's nature flows according to the circadian rhythm. In circadian rhythm, your digestive system is shut off when the when the sun is down. So if you're eating when the sun is down and your digestive system is shut off, like, it's just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want that. You got a colon cleanse when you clean your colon, aka your large intestine. Most people have 5 to 15 pounds of feces inside of their gut, and they don't even know it. So a colon cleanse is something that's very important, especially because your immune system is located in your colon for the most part. Like, I think it's about 80% of your immune system is located in your colon. So if you're, have crap in your colon, your immune system is full of crap. That's not good. So you got a gallbladder cleanse. The gallbladder is basically, it helps release bile to help your colon digest food. And a lot of people's gallbladder is messed up, and so we want to definitely do that. A chakra cleanse can be done by someone like a Reiki healer or an energy healer. You could do it yourself, but you would have to study up on it and like really, really practice it. Like, it's not like something that you can just do and expect to be good. And there's a whole bunch of other detoxes too. These are just some of them. Let's move on. Choosing a detox program now. When you're choosing a detox program, you want to go according to a certain set of parameters, right? You want to know what your goal is and what kind of system you want to set up. You want to know if you're doing a detox to lose weight, if you're doing a detox to get rid of cancer, if you're doing detox to get rid of asthma. You want to know what it is that you're doing so that you can properly allocate time to the right actions. And with that being said, you want to know your prior health history. If you're somebody who, let's say, has asthma, right, or really bad asthma, and you still have really bad asthma, you want to exercise, but you want to make sure that you're doing it in a way that it doesn't mess up your asthma too bad, if that makes sense. You need to know your own body when doing this, right? You need to know how much money you got, because a detox is not cheap, especially if you're trying to do like an ultimate detox, kind of, meaning like you want to get the herbs, you want to get the water, you want to make sure you got all the raw food, you want to make sure that you get some sound bowls, you want to meditate, you want to do all of that. Yeah, it costs money. I'm not gonna lie to you, it costs money. It's gonna cost you some money. It's also gonna cost you time. How long do you want to do this? How long is this detox program going to be? You want it to be 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 14 days, 21 days? Are you trying to do like a marathon detox where you're going on a 3-month journey where you go like 20 days on, 10 days off, 20 days on, 10 days off, 20, you know what I mean? Like, what are you trying to do? And you need to know how old you is. You really need to take that into consideration. If you're 60 years old, your body is not operating the same as when you were 20. It can be close, especially if you take a good care of your body, but it's just not the same. And so you need to take that into consideration. Some things, like let's say, I'm trying to think of a herb that is semi-strong. Cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper will act differently on a younger person's body than it will on an older person's body. I'm not saying that it won't have the same properties like anti-inflammatory properties but what I am saying is that it may be hotter or affect an older person more negatively than a more younger person, right? You want to know your environment. You want to know who you're around, what you're around. Like, are you in an environment where everybody's yelling and everybody's cursing and everybody's eating bad stuff? Wherever you are, then the best thing to do is shift your environment, right? When doing a detox, you want to make sure that your environment is set right. How much do you sunburn is something that you really want to you really want to think about. If you're someone who gets sunburn often, then sun gazing is possible for you, but you have to plan it better, right? Because sun gazing is an important part of detoxing, which we'll go over in a second. And then you want to know how often you use the damn restroom, and don't try to like, sorry, hold on, turn that off. Don't try to like guess the restroom. You really want to write down how many times you really use the restroom and like what it looks like, the color, you know, the hue. You really want to pay attention because that information is important. If you're having diarrhea all day, every day, well, damn, it doesn't matter if you're taking 3 shits. It's diarrhea every time. What's the problem? You know what I mean? You need to know that. So, rules. These are rules that you must do. These are kind of like not an option, to be honest. It's really not. You need to do these. First one is drink your damn water. It's so simple, but it's that important. Oh my gosh, this is loud. Shut this door. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. So drink your water. You need to be drinking at least, and this is a bare minimum, half of your body weight in ounces of water. I would suggest a gallon. Get you some spring water, some naturally alkaline spring water, distilled water or reverse osmosis water, and then you can like enhance it however you want to. Get not on the sun, in the sun. Get in the sun. So like I said in the previous slide, sun gazing is essential. You need to get the sun. The sun has it releases the full electromagnetic spectrum, right? And so when you absorb that, especially for melanated beings, you are gaining information. Like you're actually getting a code that is downloading into your DNA. And so you really want to get that, especially during these times because the sun is getting hotter, fam. I won't say the sun is getting hotter. That's not necessarily the case. It's getting hotter on the planet, fam. And so you want to make sure that you get in the sun so that you're actually able to generationally survive on this planet. You want to sweat. A good way of doing that is to sit in the sun, to be honest. If you sit in the sun for about 30 minutes, you'll sweat your ass off, especially if it's hot. But you must sweat because your skin is the biggest organ that detoxes in your body. Or of your body, so you must sweat. You must get them toxins out. Another thing to do is have affirmations and think positive thoughts. Right? You want to make sure that you think positive thoughts when doing this and have affirmation because it's not an easy process. It's a little difficult, right? You want to do your research, fam. Do your research on everything, right? You want to make sure. I'm sorry. I'm looking at my cat and she's like trying to jump on the top of the door. And I'm just like, what are you doing? You're about to bust your ass. I'm sorry. So research what it is that you're about to do before you do it. Don't go in blind. Next thing is to stay consistent. Stay consistent. Be consistent. Stay consistent. It's the hardest thing to do. Now, if you don't stay consistent, if you fuck up, don't blame yourself for fucking up. And then if you do fuck up, get your ass back on the horse and keep going. Right? It's one of the hardest things to do, if I'm being honest. Staying consistent. Like say you're doing a 20-day program. It's hard to eat a raw food diet for 20 days and not stay consistent. And stay consistent. Right? So you want to make sure that if you don't stay consistent, if you fuck up, just get back on the horse and do it again. Now, how to get rid of disease. This is very important, fam, to understand, especially if you've had disease for an extended amount of time, like 20-something years, right? First, you want to believe that you can. The power of thought is way more important than what you think, man. Your thoughts. I'm gonna do a lecture on dipole antennas. But you basically have dipole antennas in your brain. We're not in your brain. In the epidermis layer of your skull, and what that does is basically allows your thoughts to be radiated into the universe, right? And remember, fam, what you project outwardly will come back to you as above, so below. So you want to make sure that you are really believing that you can get rid of this, because if you don't believe it, it will not happen. Like, it will not. But if you believe it will happen, it will happen. If you believe that it may happen, it may happen. Are you following me? So you really want to be mindful of that. You want to also be mindful that you may need to re-detox. Now, detoxing is not a one-time thing that you just do one time. No, you must detox periodically throughout the year, right? I do one every month. One of my friends does a 7-day detox. I think like four times out the year, and then does one 20-day detox 1 day out the year. 1 month out the year. But you want to detox all the time, especially if you live in a Western society, because it's just bad out here in terms of toxins. Realize it may take time. The average length of time that it takes to get rid of 1 year of disease is 3 months of continual detox. So if you've had this ailment for 20 years, it may take you 60 months to get rid of that. You know what I'm saying? Because you had it for so damn long. You know what I mean? It's not going to go away overnight, and you have to realize that. And the next thing you must realize is how to get rid of it is doing your shadow work. Like I said, your thoughts are so important, and your trauma. If you haven't healed from your trauma, it's a problem, because your trauma is hold on, fam. This cat is getting on my nerves. Chill out. Jesus. I'm doing the most. So, shadow work. You want to make sure to be doing shadow work, because shadow work is a way of healing. If you don't heal your trauma, that trauma is going to stay being manifested in your body. Like, for instance, if you have a trauma of so many people passing away around you, then you have so much grief, your heart is hurting, because you have so much grief and you haven't healed from that grief. So your heart is literally malfunctioning because there's so much trauma, and that trauma is being manifested in heart problems, right? So you really want to realize that, fam, and do your shadow work. Next, so here's some mudras for you while you're doing your detox, right? This is called the Akash mudra. It's very useful to increase space in the body. This mudra is also called Akash Vardak mudra. How to perform it? It's very easy. Just join the tip of your middle finger to the tip of your thumb finger. Now, I want to point something out. Your thumb is fire energy. Your index finger is... Hold on, fam. It's an earth. Shoot. Your middle finger is space. That's air. That's water. So okay, yeah. So earth. So your index finger is earth. Your middle finger is space. Your ring finger is air, and your pinky is water. So over here it says it's very useful to create space in the body. It is, because remember, fire is the igniter of energy, right? So like, if you have fire and you put fire with earth, you'll create a fire. If you put fire with air, it can combust in there. You know what I'm saying? If you put fire with water, it'll bring energy. So if you put fire with space, you'll get energy inside of the space, which is why it says it's useful to increase space in the body, right? Next, how to perform upon mudra. This mudra is very useful to perform just by placing the tips of the middle finger and the ring finger and the thumb finger with the thumb finger, right? Now, remember, the middle finger is space. The ring finger is, what the hell, air. So you have air, space, and fire together, right? And this helps with detoxing the body, right? Next, now you have Apu Vayu mudra. Is one of the most important mudras for healing purposes. It's also called that name, mudra. Mr. Istavinai. This mudra can snatch a person away from the clutches of death. Ooh. This mudra is very helpful for the person who has suffered from chest pain or heart attack. Now, how do you perform it? So, as you can see, the thumb is touching the middle and the ring finger, but the index finger, which is earth, is underneath the thumb, which is fire. And this is how the mudra works. So now, how do you use mudras, family? You use them however you want to. Meaning, if you're walking down the street, you can use a mudra as you're walking down the street and just hold the mudra. You don't actually have to be sitting crisscross applesauce to be doing mudras. You could just do it while you're sitting or while you're walking or while you're talking to somebody, however you want to do it. But just hold these mudras for an extended period of time, and you'll see a difference. Trust me, these actually work. I have an oracle deck of mudra cards that I should have put in this presentation, but it's too late. I have an oracle deck of mudra cards, and when you start to practice the mudras, you will feel the energy surging through your body. You'll feel how it works. It's so interesting, fam. Now, here's a book of healing mudras, in case you want to get one. It's $25, but it's worth $25, especially if you decide to read it. Healing Mudras is by Yogi Nadaraj. Get you this book, fam, if you can. Now, some herbs for detoxing. These are just some herbs. This is not every single herb. There's like hundreds of thousands of herbs. There's so many herbs. So I only gave you some of them, right? So some herbs for detoxing. Dandelion is a good one for your liver. Chlorella is a good one to give your body nutrients as well as push out heavy toxins. Ginger is good for your immune system because it's good for your digestive system. It helps move your digestive system along. Spirulina has high in protein, but it's also good to give your body nutrients. Activated charcoal is really good for drawing heavy metals to it, and because it cannot be digested by the body, it goes out the body. So whenever you use activated charcoal, and you can only use a little bit of it. The activated charcoal, do not try to take no large amount, no like tablespoon, because it's not, you can't, it's dangerous, right? And then you got peppermint. It's good for your respiratory system. It's also good for your digestive system. Golden seal is really good for your liver and your digestive system. Turmeric is really it's an anti-inflammatory. It also helps heal your DNA. Milk thistle is good for your liver, helps detoxify the liver. Hawthornberry leaf and flower is good for your heart. All right, so if you have heart problems, hawthornberry leaf and flower are some good ones. Fenugreek is good. Licorice root, burdock root, which I think a lot of people know what burdock root is. Iris sea moss and seaweeds. Now, a lot of people don't get sea greens in their diet, but you must get sea greens because of the iodine. Iodine is only present in the sea, and iodine helps your thyroid gland, which is located in your throat. And if that thyroid gland is messed up, the transmission of hormones from your brain to your other hormones that are actually on the inside of your body, in your torso, are going to be fucked up. So you want to make sure to get that, fam. And remember, this is some of the herbs. There are hundreds of thousands that you can research. There's so many. These are just some of the ones that I feel like are easy for the general public to get and are not like too expensive. So now we got the DNA detox. So this is a detox mixture that I created through research and experimenting. And with that being said, this will heal and give your cells nutrients on a cellular level. And you need to be doing you need to take more care of your cells than you do of your heart. You need to take better care of your cells than you do of your liver, if that makes sense, because your liver, your cells, your organs are made up of cells, right? Millions and billions and trillions of fucking cells, right? So you need to take into account that you really need to fix that, right? You really need to give your cells nutrients. Now this, like I said, heals your DNA, and this detox is for those who have taken that shot. So if you're in here and you taken the yabba dabba do, right? This detox will help you a lot. I'm not even gonna hold you. This detox will help you a lot. So it includes turmeric. I talked about that. Activate charcoal. Talk about that. Chlorella, cilantro. Now the reason why cilantro is in here is because it actually helps pull the heavy metals and toxins from the organs, right? So you want to do that. Rosemary is good for your nervous system, but it also helps heal your DNA as well. Colloidal platinum is colloidal. How do you explain colloidal? It's basically like nanoparticles inside of water that you ingest, or solvent. It doesn't necessarily have to be water, but water, right? And platinum, colloidal platinum helps heal your DNA. There's been studies about this. It's not like a thing I'm just making up. Then you have Amaltaki, Bibitaki, and Hawataki. Those three together are called triphala. They're high in antioxidants. Well, really high in antioxidants. Not like a little bit. Like it's pretty damn high in antioxidants. And those are actually fruits, which is very interesting. Those three are actually fruits that come off the same tree. It's actually pretty interesting. And they help heal the DNA. And the Hawataki, if you're looking to do lucid dreaming, Hawataki is a good one for that. And then ginger. Ginger also heals your DNA, right? And also is also good for the digestive system. Now here are some books that I highly suggest that you get. When I say highly, I mean get them. As you can see, this one over here is $39.97. The Herbal Pharmacist. Now, I paid $300 for this Herbal Pharmacist book, and someone's selling it for $40. If you can get this shit for $40, get it. I'm so serious. It's a gold mine, right? This wonderful lady wrote this book. You need to get it. Linda Rector Page wrote it. I didn't want to be disrespectful. Dr. Layla Africa. Holistic Self-Diagnosis. This book is like 600 pages long. It basically teaches you how to self-diagnose yourself without having to go to the hospital. It works very, 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 very well, and I highly suggest everybody get it. And you can get these on Amazon. I just screenshot these from Amazon, so get it. And these are my references: my brain, and then this one, because most of it I got from my brain. It wasn't like I needed to do much. Thank you so much. This is the end of the video. And like I said, I'm gonna put this on YouTube because this subject is so widely talked about, detoxing. But the reason why I made it is because a lot of people had questions on detoxing. I had a couple people DM me about, hey, how do I detox? What is a detox? Blah, blah, blah. So I was like, okay, well, here you go. And one of the reasons why I really also thought that I should do one is because a lot of people talk about detoxing, but they only talk about it from a physical standpoint. They don't talk about the psychological detoxing that you have to do, because the psychological detoxing will help heal your physical body, because your trauma, like I said earlier, manifests in your physical body. So thank you again, guys. Thank you so much for your help, support. I really appreciate it. Hit the like button, share button, subscribe, a comment 369 in the comments if you enjoyed it. I really appreciate, I really do appreciate all you guys. I've been getting a lot of love recently. Everybody's liking the content I'm posting, and I will continue to post because I see that my voice is necessary. And I say this not from an ego perspective. I say this from my higher self perspective. I can actually see people actually needing to hear what I have to say, like it's a need, it's not a want. It's very interesting to see, and I'm going to continue to do this because I see that it's needed, it's necessary. That being said, I love you guys, appreciate you guys. Hit up thenatureshield.co to get yourself an energy healing session or consultation. The